I just thought I'd do a quick video kind of explaining 2B and how I would go about doing these questions. They take me a long time, so I don't think it's all that bad if you're having a little bit of trouble with them. I can't imagine there being a lot of exam questions on the exam like this because they do take a long time. But having said that, there could be easily an exam question like this in exam 1 maybe, where you don't have your calculator. So this is 2b from 6h. As you can see that there between the boundaries of negative 2 pi and 2 pi. I can't remember whether they're including or not including actually. Let's say that they're including. Oh, that's not very good. There we go. So what I do, this is what I usually go through, and then there's a couple of other tricks that I usually use as well. So I find out my endpoints, and I do that by subbing in these points in here and then solving them. I'll show you that in a second. My y-intercept by subbing in x equals 0, my x-intercepts by making y 0 and then solving it that way. What I call the baseline, which is kind of, I guess, the middle of your graph, the +1 in here, I call it a baseline. And then also your amplitude as well, so your maximum and minimum, so 1 it goes up by 2 and down by 2 as well. So let me just, I've done it all here, so let me just go through it all. Endpoints, subbing that in, x equals 2 pi. I won't go through all of that because I kind of assume that you'll be able to do that using your special triangles and all that sort of thing. But eventually I get negative root 2 plus 1. And then I did the same thing for x equals negative 2 pi, and I got the same negative root 2 plus 1. And then, incidentally, the y-intercept, when I subbed in 0, I got negative root 2 plus 1 as well. And just so I know what negative root 2 plus 1 is, it's going to be negative because root 2 is bigger than 1, so it's going to be slightly negative between 0 and 1. And then I worked out my x-intercepts by making y 0, and I got this equation. And then I sort of fairly quickly did all of this, and I had to really think hard about it because my domain, I'm going to move my domain as well. Negative pi and 4, I'm going to add pi and 4 to it. So I ended up almost finding some of these answers here and then going back and changing to get all of this domain. Again, I'm not really going to focus on that too much because I feel like that stuff you either probably know or will get taught fairly quickly about that. If you do want more help with that, then please let me know. So I've got these 4 intercepts here. And then what I've thought is the baseline as well, which is 1. So what I do, I've got the graph down here anyway, but I put a dotted line at my baseline, y equals 1. Just so I know roughly that's going to be the middle of my graph. It's going to go up 2 from there and down 2. So then I can get my maximum and minimum. I'll put that down there. So that's negative 1 is my minimum, positive 3 is my maximum. And then what I do is I just go through and put all those points. So I put dot here, a dot here, and a dot here because those are my endpoints. And I really would have to label. I'd have to label all these points. Actually, I haven't done that, but I guess you can go back and see that and do that yourself. But to get full marks, you would have to label all of those, all of the key points like endpoints and intercepts along the way as well. So x and y intercepts. But just going back to what I was saying, so I put in these 3 dots here, the y-intercepts and the endpoints, and then I go through and I try and work out my x-intercepts. It's a bit of guesswork for the x-intercepts. I've kind of done it based on whether they are close to, so negative 23 pi and 12, that's pretty close to negative 2 pi. This is pretty close to negative half pi. That's pretty close to 0, and that's close to 1.5 pi. So I've got kind of sort of putting them down roughly along the way there. And then what I do is I decide, like if that's going to start from there and go up, my maximum is going to be in between these 2 x-intercepts here. Okay, so I can put a dot there where my maximum will be. It's always going to be in the middle of the 2 x-intercepts. And then again, my minimum, I can, if these are the 2 x-intercepts, my minimum is going to be in the middle of those 2, and my maximum is going to be in the middle of those. So once I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points, it becomes a little bit easier for me to actually draw it. And so then I just pen to paper, and hopefully that makes sense. So there's a lot of work involved in this question. Probably 5 minutes worth of work really. But the way I'd go through it is I'd get my endpoints, my y-intercept, my x-intercepts, my baseline, amplitude, amplitude to get the minimum maximum, and then I just put all that stuff down there, and put the minimum and maximum in between the x-intercepts, and then hopefully I've got something that resembles the graph there. So hopefully that helps. If you would like me to help out any more or do any other questions, let me know, but I'll sort of leave you with that, and hopefully that can help. Thanks.